Welcome to the Heidi Thorne Show. I'm your host, Heidi Thorne, and in this podcast, I share my real-world self-publishing and small business experience with you. Before we get started, I just want to remind you to like, comment, share, follow, and subscribe. Now let's get on with today's show. In an online author group, an author, I use that term loosely, was getting frustrated by a sudden downturn in sales for her notebook, presumably a blank notebook. Another author chimed in expressing frustration about changes in her coloring book sales. Even though her book had been selling, had some 5-star reviews, its Amazon bestseller rank was improving, and she was doing Amazon ads. What is happening and why? Could it happen for your book? Can you do anything about it? The notebook author had been getting consistent sales for the past year. Then in the past month, she had received almost 0 sales. In her particular case, her sales may have been impacted by Amazon and KDP's new policies regarding low-content books, which had just recently gone into effect. These new policies may have reset categories and visibility for many existing journal and blank book products. The other example author had been receiving daily sales for her coloring book, which trickled down to an occasional sale, in spite of doing ads, getting some nice reviews, and improving bestseller rank. Unlike the previous author, this author's coloring book sales may have been impacted by a variety of market forces, primarily competition from new coloring books entering the market space and greater competition for Amazon ads. Amazon bestseller rank is such a volatile number that changes literally every hour that it would be impossible to accurately assess if it was responsible for a decline in sales. The one thing that unites these two authors' stories is that their book sales were negatively impacted by forces beyond their control. While the coloring book author could boost her Amazon advertising spend to compensate for increasing competition, it would have to be a dramatic increase to move sales upward. But even that is not a guarantee to produce results. Could a sudden book sales drop happen to you? It absolutely can. Policy changes for Amazon or other self-publishing and book-selling platforms could be swift. When Amazon and KDP made the change for low-content books, it happened quite suddenly in May 2022. I don't remember seeing any warning about it in any emails from KDP. Or one of your competitors could upload a slew of new books to KDP in one day that could easily increase the number of books that compete with yours. Similarly, competing Amazon advertisers could up their ad game instantly by buying more ads or pumping up their bids for existing ads. You have no control over these things. Worse is that you have little to no warning when changes will occur, as in the low-content book situation on KDP. This isn't just a problem for self-publishing. This is the risk of doing business. It happens to the world's largest corporations and governments, all the way down to individual authors like us. As you might expect from the preceding discussion, there's little you can do to prevent your books from suffering a surprising downturn in sales. However, there are some things you can do to help minimize the impact that these changes can cause. Monitor your book sales and advertising weekly. Though you may only be paid royalties from KDP on a monthly basis, I recommend checking both your monthly book sales progress and your Amazon advertising spend weekly. This will help you keep tabs on what's happening with your book sales without being obsessive about it, particularly for Amazon advertising. Checking the ad spend and sales generated by your ads weekly can help identify when changes need to be made to your bids. Recommend looking at both year-to-date and month-to-date stats to prevent knee-jerk reactions to minor fluctuations in ad performance. If one of your ads is racking up costs for clicks without racking up sales, it's time to revise your bids. You also need to recognize the book sales cycle. Books Both traditional and self-published go through what I call a waterfall sales cycle. Sales are highest at book launch, then they slow to a trickle once they become backlist titles. Recognize too that there could be seasonal peaks and valleys for your book sales. Some of the fluctuation may depend on the book's topic, but there are seasons through the year that can be slow for all books. Though books are popular gift items, it doesn't mean that your book will sell a lot during the holidays. Again, it depends on the topic. For example, since many of my nonfiction books and online courses discuss small business and self-publishing, I can see bumps in sales in January when people are setting New Year's resolutions and goals. And don't take it personally. I often see authors blame themselves for changes in book sales. While it doesn't hurt to see if there are things you can do to help smooth out your sales picture. Many of the changes happening in the publishing markets cannot be controlled and have nothing to do with you. Don't take any sales downturn as a judgment of you and your work or your marketing. I hope you found that helpful, and if you did, please rate, review, and subscribe to the Heidi Thorne Show on whatever podcast app you like to use. I'm on all the major ones, including Apple Podcasts and Spotify. If you like the YouTube video better, all you have to do is subscribe to my Heidi Thorne YouTube channel and turn on the notification bell so you get an alert when there's a new video available. I would appreciate it if you would share either the audio or the video with your friends on social media. My self-published books are available on Amazon, Audible, and Apple Books. All you have to do is go to one of those sites, type in my name, Heidi Thorne, and a list of all available titles will come up. If you'd like to connect with me, my website is HeidiThorne.com. Thank you so much for listening and for your support. I look forward to talking with you again in the next episode. And in the meantime, have a great day.